In basketball, the court is a canvas, and every player, a brush stroke shaping their masterpiece. Some need structure, while others thrive in the chaos of improvisation. For Caitlyn Clark, the electrifying Indiana Fever rookie and former Iowa standout, her rookie WNBA season wasn't just about skill, it was about the freedom to paint outside the lines. That freedom, rare for a rookie, is what many believe allowed her to etch her name into the record books. But could other rising stars, like Paige Buchers or Olivia Miles, replicate that feat? Caitlyn Clark surprised everyone with her decision to forego playing in the inaugural season of Unrivaled. Unrivaled is a new 3v3 professional women's basketball league set to tip off in January in Miami between many of the WNBA's biggest stars. However, perhaps the WNBA's biggest star, Clark, has decided against playing in the new league, despite the eye-popping offers that were reportedly on the table. Instead, the reigning WNBA Rookie of the Year has decided to rest up and play golf before embarking on her grueling off-season workout program. We've already seen a beefed-up Clark working on her obvious weakness. But that's just one aspect of her off-season schedule, which went viral in 2023 when she was still in college as a member of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Back in 2023, the NCAA Division I all-time scoring leader gave fans a glimpse at her standard summer workout, which included 100 three-point shot attempts and 300 shot attempts total. Social media footage showed the Indiana Fever sharpshooter working on all the basic fundamentals at game speed. Operating out of her lavish home gym that features a half-indoor, half-outdoor basketball court, Clark begins by working on her cardio and doing speed runs from one basket to the other. After getting her heart rate pumping, Clark works on her handles, switching the ball from one hand to another behind her back while alternately tapping a wall in front of her with each hand. With the sweat fully on, Caitlyn begins working on her shot, taking 100 three-point attempts, 100 mid-range shots, and 100 free throw attempts. Footage shows her moving around the top of the key, catching an outlet pass and drilling a number of shots from beyond the arc. At the end of the video, her trainer reveals that she made 233 of the 300 total shots. Clark went 63-100 from three-point range, 81-100 from mid-range, and 89-100 from the free throw line. I think it's a good number. Threes were a little bit lower. I'll still take 63, but I want to be more around 70 if I can. 81 mid-range is really, really good. I'm usually around 75 there. Anytime I can get to around 90 out of 100 free throws, I like that number. I want to be above 90, but sometimes I'm not. If I can be at 90, that's where I like to be at, so I'll take that number. Clark went on to average 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds during her debut season in the W. She went 41.7% on her field goal attempts and 34.4% from three-point range. Clark also went 90.6% from the free throw line, 0.6% over the 90 threshold she likes to be around. It was an individual season for the ages, as she broke many on- and off-court records. Unfortunately, her 2020 Fever team ultimately failed to win the big prize, a WNBA championship, coming up short in the first round of the playoffs against a superior Connecticut Sun in what was their first postseason appearance since 2016. However, things are on the up for Indy, who are looking to go a step further in Clark's sophomore season. They have a new head coach in Stephanie White, who has already outlined how Clark can lead them to a WNBA title. Clark and White now have just over 5 months before the Fever's 2025 regular season opener at home against longtime rival Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky on May 17th. The fact that USC Trojans superstar sophomore Juju Watkins is currently on pace to challenge Caitlyn Clark's NCAA all-time Division I scoring record makes it tough to not compare these two women's basketball icons. And this has been shown by the various people within the sports media sphere comparing not only Clark and Watkins' respective scoring abilities, but also the fame and stardom they've both built to this point. While both women are generational talents on the offensive end, they boast vastly different skill sets. The most laudable aspects of Clark's game are her insane three-point range and extraordinary passing ability. When it comes to Watkins, her exceedingly deep offensive bag and impressive size for a guard set her apart from her peers. Despite her own success, Watkins realizes that she can't compete with Clark in some regards, which she conveyed to Fox News writer Jackson Thompson in an exclusive interview that was released on January 9th. "I wish I played like her," Watkins said of Clark. That's extremely high praise. However, while Watkins clearly reveres Clark, she still has her sights set on the former Iowa Hawkeyes star's scoring record. Juju Watkins says she has a goal that she keeps in the back of her mind. That goal is to break the NCAA all-time scoring record, currently held by Caitlyn Clark. It is a realistic goal for her, statistically. Naturally, being on pace, it's always in the back of my mind, Watkins told Fox News Digital in an exclusive interview. The goal is to continue to produce at this level and do it as efficiently as I can. Watkins played the 50th game of her college career on Wednesday night in a 79-74 win over Maryland, bringing her career point total 1,318 over those first 50 games. Clark put up 1,328 points over the first 50 games of her college career. Watkins was outpacing Clark in career scoring after a 40-point game against California Baptist on Dector 3, but slowed down over the next 8 games compared to the same stretch in Clark's sophomore season. Still, Watkins has the benefit of possibly playing more games in her career with an expanded Big Ten compared to the one Clark played in and potentially more postseason games. However, even with that competitive pace, Watkins only wishes she could play like Clark, who is far and away the better three-point shooter. "I wish I played like her," Watkins said. Watkins also has multiple opportunities to do what Clark never could in college: win the national championship game. That first opportunity could come as early as this March. Watkins has led her squad to a 15-1 start and a top 4 national ranking. They just have to get past the big sister in town, as rival number 1 UCLA is undefeated, with 2 matchups to play against Watkins late in the season. Clark's direct interference may or may not play a role in whether Watkins ends up doing any of that. At some point this season, or any in the future, Watkins has the option to ask Clark a question. "I met her once," Watkins says. "She offered her number and she said if I ever have any questions, she would answer them." Watkins added, "It will probably just be a spur-of-the-moment type of thing when she does reach out. There is plenty she could ask when that time comes. It might not even have anything to do with playing basketball." At just 19 years old, Watkins has already been anointed a subcultural icon. She has a devout and visible following in her home community of Southern California and has taken the reins as the most popular player in the college game nationally in the aftermath of Clark's departure for the pros. On her first road trip to the East Coast as a player in the Big Ten Conference for USC's inaugural season, Watkins made a stop in New Jersey to lead a 50-point blowout win against a Rutgers team reeling from the dysfunction of a mysteriously benched star player. However, nearly the entire crowd stayed the whole game to watch Watkins. On Thursday in Maryland, she put up 21 points before fouling out of the game, beating an undefeated top 10 team in front of a devout crowd of many of her own fans. While a national audience watched on Fox Sports, the attention wasn't always there, so to just see the eyes on it and people respecting the sport more and young girls getting into the sport more, it's a dream come true, Watkins said, crediting Clark for bringing the attention. Before it was playing in front of home court type away crowds thousands of miles from home, Watkins' dream had plenty of harder moments along the way. Watkins remembers all the hard moments. One particularly glaring moment came during the COVID-19 quarantine in 2020. Watkins was just a sophomore in high school and admitted she was probably out of shape because of the lifestyle restrictions during the pandemic. "I was out of shape. I was so out of shape," Watkins said. So Golden State Warriors player Draymond Green came knocking with a workout offer. "I will never forget it," Watkins said of the experience. Watkins said Green's workout had her dribble up and down a court and shoot the ball over and over again until she threw up. "I was done," Watkins said, adding that she did not even talk to him after the workout. "I don't even think I could speak, honestly." Green spoke about this workout with Watkins during an episode of his podcast in February. "It's not your typical NBA workout," Green said. "You go shoot some spots and go to the next, we go and she came to our workout and the first day, you could tell her skill was there and all the things, but she was struggling to get through the workout a bit and I'm pushing her hey, come on, Ju, you got it, come on." Green said he has seen other athletes refuse to come back the next day after their first session, but Watkins returned for more punishment. "Naturally, being on pace, it's always in the back of my mind," Watkins is quoted saying in the article. The goal is to continue to produce at this level and do it as efficiently as I can. Watkins, who is currently averaging 26.4 points per game in her career, will need to keep scoring at an absurd pace if she has a hope of surpassing the scoring mark of Clark, who averaged 31.6 points per game as a senior. During a recent episode of the Ringer WNBA show, former player and analyst Zora Stevenson explored why Clark's record-breaking season might not be easily replicated by others. Maybe the difference is the freedom and minutes and role that Caitlyn Clark had in her rookie season is not that of the norm, Stevenson said. She elaborated, the freedom to play through mistakes, the freedom to figure it out, all that kind of stuff. Any other rookie might get pulled for a certain number of turnovers or whatever it may be. Stevenson's point underscores a reality in professional basketball. Opportunity often dictates success. Clark, averaging 35.4 minutes per game in her rookie season with the Fever, had a green light to take risks, a luxury many first-year players don't enjoy. It's not a skill thing, Stevenson added. It's just what system is in place for them. Clark's stats are nothing short of dazzling. In her rookie WNBA season, she averaged 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game, shooting a stunning 90.6% from the free throw line. Over a grueling 40-game season, Clark orchestrated plays like a maestro, sinking deep threes and slashing to the basket with unwavering audacity. But beneath the sheen of her rookie brilliance lies a less celebrated stat: her turnovers. As analyst Zora Stevenson astutely pointed out, Clark averaged 5.6 turnovers per game, totaling 223 across the regular season. While those numbers might seem like a blemish, they reveal something far more significant about her development. At Iowa, Clark built her game on fearless three-point attempts and bold no-look passes, a high-risk, high-reward style that seamlessly transitioned to the WNBA. The Fever's coaching staff didn't just tolerate her ambition.